Sweden is considered to be one of the most advanced countries in the world when it comes to sexual equality. Here, fathers take paternity leave and 45% of the members of parliament are women. But in Sweden, women and men are still not equal in the eyes of the law.
He started complimenting me. He said I was looking so nice. Then suddenly another man came up behind me and started touching me. At first I was very angry, but then I got scared. They pushed me down to the floor and the rape started. They took turns holding me down.
Så förgrep de sig på mig då och turades om och hålla fast mig.
3 years have passed since Johanna was raped. The nurses at the hospital urged her to go to the police when they saw her injuries. The jury concluded that she'd been molested, but the 2 perpetrators were freed. A large proportion of the time spent in the courtroom was devoted to investigating the type of clothes and makeup that Johanna was wearing at the time of the assault.
90% av tingsrättsförhandlingen var ju fokuserad på mig.
90% of the trial was directed at me, at my behaviour, my background. I had to answer questions such as, when had I lost my virginity, how many boyfriends had I had, how did I look that evening? The perpetrators would not be asked these type of questions. Men never are.
As a woman in Sweden, I was raised to believe that I was living comparatively in the best of worlds. But when I started to look into rape cases, both the preliminary investigations and the court proceedings, I soon found out that we have not come as far as one might think.
In the last few years, several rape cases have come into the spotlight as details of the victims' clothes, sexual behaviour and social backgrounds have been considered in court. Research at Stockholm University shows that irrelevant personal details about the victims are raised in at least 40% of sexual assault trials.
The short skirt has become a sort of icon in cases of sexual crime. According to the law, such details are not supposed to be brought up as they are not relevant to the crime.
The victim of rape or any form of sexual violence should never be held responsible for being raped or sexually violated. But unfortunately, people still often think there may be situations where the victim is to blame. Again, there is never such a situation.
In Sweden, public faith in the judicial system regarding its ability to solve rape cases is very low. Only 2 out of 10 rapes are estimated to be reported to the police, and investigations are often dropped at an early stage. Legal expert Klaus Borgström has been commissioned by the Swedish government to investigate how rape victims could be encouraged to report the crimes.
A society where crime is not reported because the public does not believe in the judicial system's ability to solve it. This is a society we would have thought we had left behind a long time ago.
The picture of women presented in these cases is obsolete.
So-called good girls should not be so scantily clad as they know that they may be provoking a man, and if so, the girls are to blame. I think these prejudices are aimed both at men and women, whereas women are seen as having themselves to blame for being sexually assaulted. The myth about men is that they are not able to stop themselves, as if they were animals.
The men who raped Johanna were freed after the first trial, but were then sentenced to 2 years in prison by the Court of Appeal. And, even though Johanna got justice in the end, she would not encourage other Swedish women who have been raped to go to the police.
Some of the things that were said in the courtroom are things I will never be able to forgive. If this situation happened to me again, I would never report it to the police. Never.